our top student.
For a 12-year-old in Singapore, this is probably the most important time in his or her life. It's their moment of reckoning as they eagerly anticipate the results of the all-important Primary School Leaving Examination, or otherwise known as the PSLE. And they've been told, if you make it, the future is yours for the taking. The sky is pretty much the limit. But if you break it,
then you must go to normal technical, so it's like no choice.
I heard that the normal stream was like have all those bad students.
I heard about people say that normal they are not very good.
in what sense?
Their attitude is not quite good.
What does that mean?
They are like very being tight.
Okay, so you wouldn't want to mix around with them?
Yeah.
But like it or not, some 6,000 to 7,000 students, or 15% of each cohort, are channeled to the normal technical stream after their PSLE every year. You guys found out that you are coming to normal tech. Not just normal, but normal tech. What was the reaction around you?
Because we felt bad.
You felt bad?
Yeah.
Why?
Because most people say that normal tech students are actually hopeless.
There's one time I was walking with my friend. So he said me, like, a long time never meet him up. Suddenly I met him up in the North Point at some center. Then suddenly he came to ask me, oh, what stream are you? I told him I'm in the normal technical. You are normal technical? How come? People who are normal tech are so stupid. You know, you can't do anything. You still have to, you can't go anywhere.
Despairing, displaced, demoralized. Teachers and counselors often see these negative sentiments in normal technical students. And this comes as no surprise, as this is the last stream in school for the weakest students. Introduced 10 years ago, the normal technical stream caters to secondary school students who are less academically inclined. Instead of the O-level examination, they take a simpler normal tech exam at the end of 4 years. This prepares them for a further technical vocation at the ITE, or Institute of Technical Education. But for students in the normal technical stream, it means living with a label. Does it mark them for life? In Haja's case, the labeling began even earlier when he was 9. After primary 3, he was sent to the dreaded EM3 class, which is meant for less academically inclined students in the upper primary level.
I feel very sad. Then I cannot take it. I cannot even dare to tell my parents about my result that I came to EM3. I scared that they scold me or even they beat me.
Because the M3, the M1, M2, they say M1, M2, M3. That means three things goes 1, 2, 3 like that. Then he comes third last, something like that. So I think about it, feel shy, shame, embarrassed also.
I went home. I tell my father, my dad. My father actually very angry. He was like, get over it. I said, how come you're in EM3? You see your friend, you see that, you see your cousin. Actually, why they feel like that is because their friends around them.
Some people say that no good and not much learning and very slow.
When I came here, some people say that, oh, normal technical, you don't maybe achieve more. You take your N-level cert, then you're going where?
4 years on, Haja's parents have learned to accept him for who he is and what he is able to achieve. But their initial reaction was probably typical of any Singaporean parent caught in the same situation. 小鹿会考的时候，你会不会担心说他会去普通技术？
会，
为什么呢？
因为我觉得那边那些学生比较爱玩哦，没有这样积极咯，他们读书没有这样这样用功。
What do you think society in general thinks about normal students?
Generally,
Yeah.
I think they don't look well on them, especially those who went to jail lah. But for those with no criminal background, those who are a bit slow, not much chances are given to them.
As I went around getting views, I realized many were based on hearsay. At their best, normal tech students are perceived to be unmotivated and lazy. And at their worst, an ill-disciplined, disruptive bunch generally beyond redemption. And how true is this? Find out after the break.
People think the normal stream, all those people.
What was the worst rumor that you have ever heard about normal tech students?
Mostly all say like sort of gangsters.
Teachers have a certain attitude towards students from normal streams.
Yes.
Okay, well tell me about it, Firdausi.
Mostly teachers look down on technical students.
How dare they? Really? Tell me about that.
Like if we greet the teachers, some of them like, oh, because you are from normal tech, so I don't care. Then they just walk straight.
As you can see, when they go to the express class and normal tech class, some of the teachers, like my friend told me that the face will change. Like as you can see that, like the express tucking out their shirts, they were just like very nicely to say to them. But like normal tech, they tucking out shirt, were like very angry and say, why you tucking out shirt? That's why we think that this is a very sad thing.
Teachers will find that teaching normal stream students will be a bit of a challenge sometimes. What is it about you guys that make it so difficult for them to teach? Honestly.
See, most of us are lazy. See, actually, we are not stupid, we're just lazy. That sometimes when teacher teach, they will sleep or you do our own work. Like some of my classmates will take their diary out and just write everything you want to write. Then when teacher want to take their diary, they will like fight back with teacher. So like some kind of rude.
So sometimes teacher can vomit blood.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
Yes.
Okay.
If he show respects to us, we will show more respect to the teacher also.
But when a teacher like Mr. Jared O comes along, not making comparisons but appreciating the differences instead, it means the world to normal tech students.
We only see them in class and we see them either as a very disruptive student or a very noisy student or a very quiet student. But when we dug deeper and found out more about them at home and when we do with friends, some of them also do come from less privileged backgrounds. They don't have tuition, they are latchkey kids. The parents are unable to care for them all the time. For myself, I have to keep telling them that they are different and they learn differently, but if they are persistent, they will be able to do well.
Jared has been teaching the normal technical class for the past 4 years, and he spends most of his time urging the kids not to focus on what was, but rather on what can be. But he says there is only so much a teacher can do, because not all normal tech students are willing to be helped.
There are times when normal technical students can be very difficult to handle. Some of them are very stubborn and obstinate. So even though you're trying your best to reach out to them to help them in their work, they can resist, and sometimes they can actually be stubborn and not want to help at all and say, I don't want to learn anymore. And that can be very biting for a teacher because we want to make a difference.
And to make a difference was what one teacher did for Shankar, a former normal tech student who turned his life around.
During my Sec 1 and Sec 2, I was a problem kid. I was involved in fights. I defied my teachers, my parents. I was not interested in studies. And even then, I'll come out of school and I'll just hang out around the badminton court, make fun of those people walking past, kicking the ball around, making a nuisance of myself. I had the impression that study so hard for what? You're just going to be a technician at the end of the day. Once my relatives and friends, they told me that Shankar, you don't have any future. As a normal tech student, you can't just go far. There's always a limit. And that sentence kind of hurt me so much, and it got me thinking. And I decided from the point of time that I should pull up my socks and change myself, and I should be determined. I was determined to achieve and show to these people that I too can achieve.
Today, Shankar is on his way to meet a very important person. She had believed in him when no one else did. And while others branded him hopeless, she called on him to aim high. Shankar is here to tell Mrs. Sarojani, his former secondary school Tamil teacher, that he's made it into an engineering course at the Nanyang Technological University.
So glad to see you, yeah.
My goal was to become a professional engineer and to fight back the comments that the society has given me that I'm a normal tech student and labelled me as such a person that will not make any progress in life. So I was determined to show them, and the first step I took was to be interested to put in effort in my studies and to excel in my secondary school N levels, and after which take the next step of going to IIT and performing well there and moving on from there into a polytechnic. So I had to take step by step. Although the progress is slow, I knew that somehow or another I will reach my goal. It's a matter of time.
Shankar's single-minded determination is more often than not the exception rather than the rule. For many other normal tech students, perhaps one of the reasons they lacked motivation is because so little is expected of them.
For NT students, all they have to do to qualify for the basic course in ITE is actually to sit for the N-level exams. They don't have to pass, they just have to sit for the exams. After knowing this, they may not feel that motivated to study, which is why we always have to tell them that you have to aim to go into the better courses.
And even then, only 80% of normal tech students actually go on to further technical education. For every success story like Shankar, hundreds more fall by the wayside. Some neighborhood schools told GetRail they see an average of 2 to 3 normal tech dropouts a year. After the break, I speak to some normal tech dropouts.
I thought that I shouldn't study anymore. I was wasting my parents' money, and I don't think I have future and all this.